What's going on, y'all? My name's Bless. I've been surrounded by hip-hop my entire life and literally grew up in the music business. Behind the scenes, beyond the music, the industry, and the streets, these are our stories. Join me as we explore the culture that defined our generation. This is the Moment of Truth. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's going on, y'all? I am Bless. You are locked into the Moment of Truth podcast. Brian on the boards. Today, we got my brother in the building, a very special guest, a legend, an OG in French hip-hop in Quebec. None other than the infamous, my brother, Sans Pression, a.k.a. SP. Big round of applause.
Yo, love, man. Big love. Yo, thanks for having me, man, for real.
Thank you for coming, man. Long
man.
overdue.
Yeah.
I've been knowing this brother for at least 20 years, ever since I started out in the game. You've been a fixture in Quebec hip-hop since, the early beginnings of the scene. Speak to me a little bit about how you got involved in music originally.
Well, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that I started off like with music, but at first I started off with breakdance. I used to breakdance at the beginning. Like that's how I started off in hip hop, like 1980, 1985. You know what I'm saying? Like my big brother used to breakdance, and I used
Beat
to like
Street and breaking.
Yeah,
era and
exactly.
all that.
Me, I used to follow my big brother around breakdancing, and I had another brother that used to rap. You know what I'm saying? Misery. Some
course,
people,
shout out Misery.
Yeah, shout out
Zubone.
Yeah,
shout out my
Zubone,
brother Hay.
Yeah. And Gandhi and all of them,
Yeah.
So I used to watch my brother rap, and then I started doing the rap shit in like 91. And I had a group like Comatose, close to Comatose, and then I started fucking with the French in like 96, 95. And then from there, that's where I stuck to the French, and I just went from there.
So from early on, from the beginning, when I started, our paths would constantly cross. We were talking about, both of our kind of beginnings working with Ray. One of the most prominent producers in the game at the time.
Yeah.
He produced, your first projects, as well as my first 2 solo joints.
Yeah, shout out to Ray.
Shout out to Ray. So, me and this brother, we would see each other at Ray's crib, and like we were talking off camera, Ray would play his beats for me and my beats for him, and we'd be like, who's gonna jump on what?
Yeah.
But
a whole bunch of times I went to Ray's house, and like he was playing beats, and like I was like, yo, I want that beat, and it was like, yo, sorry, man, that's for Bless, you know what I'm saying? and it was all love, you know what I'm saying? Because we fam,
Likewise, of course, bro, and I'm sure that happened many times where he'd be looping something, but nah, that's for SP. And I remember my first album, Plattenberg, The Movement, came out around the same time as your solo joint came out. What was the video that you did with Salvador? That big one that you
Derrière
had.
mon sourire with Salvador. Yeah,
exactly. This
2003, like
it came out 2003, but a lot of those beats were done the year before. And something you might not know, actually, I'm pretty sure you don't. The first time I met Guru in New York was Rocksteady Weekend, and I had a beat CD. And Ray gave me a bunch of boom bap joints because that's the vibe that we were all on at the time.
Straight.
And that beat for
was
that
on
track
that.
was on it.
Oh, yeah,
and me and
up.
Guru were freestyling on it, and we ended up catching a vibe and bonding. And he was like, "Yo, your man's got some fire. We need to work."
Man.
So,
Rest in peace, Guru, man.
That ended up being one of those joints. Ended up being a big Sans Pression track.
Dope, man. That's love.
And of course, our boy Salvador did a lot of videos for both those projects.
Yeah, that's love, man. Shout out Salvador. Rest in peace, Guru.
Yeah.
That was the days. Them was the days, yo.
Absolutely, my brother. We used to do, me and SP used to go out to Quebec City with Stratège and with...
You know what? We don't even
Architect.
have a track together. What the fuck, son?
That is pretty pathetic.
Yo, come on, man.
I think we need to go straight to the studio after this and knock something out.
No games, man.
I think it's about time.
No
I think
games.
it's long overdue.
Holla.
And I think the game is ready for it now. I think that, obviously, and I want to get your perspective on this. How do you feel, French hip hop, especially here in Quebec, has evolved massively since you kind of, put your stamp on it back in the day?
I'm happy to see how the French rap scene is doing. You know what I'm saying? I remember at the beginning, like it wasn't what it is now. It was hard. We had to like to fight for this, man. So to see like the groups getting more exposure, the media, I think the media still has a lot of work to do, but the artists and like I always told people that we're French Americans. It's like we're not too far from New York, and like the vibes are like that's in our raps, and it's not because we're copying what's going on in the States. It's just because it's part of us, and like the media need to like put that shit up in front. But you know what? The French scene is doing pretty well. I'm happy. I just think like rap changed, man. You know what I'm saying?
The scene changed, the game changed, but
Yeah.
I was so surprised. I went to the Francophonie this summer. I remember you guys performing back in the day in a half empty field where Sona used to be.
Yeah.
When I Am came down and Funky Family, and I remember you seeing you guys rock and watching with Ray from the side, and to where 100,000 people on the street, full corporate sponsorship. That's got to feel good when you see something that I feel like guys like yourself, you were one of the top guys directly responsible for kind of, bringing hip hop culture to the forefront on the French side in Quebec. I mean, to see that evolution must be pretty mind blowing for you.
Yeah, I'm humble with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for what I did. I'm not done yet, but you know what I'm saying? I like the way it's going. Hip hop I remember when I started, they used to talk about hip hop like rock and roll, like that shit's gonna die. That shit's gonna. I'm serious,
My pops
man.
used to say that to me.
I'm
literally.
serious, man. Like people thought that hip hop was just gonna like fade out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hip hop is too real, man.
Hip hop is obviously beyond, beyond magical, and it ended up surpassing rock as the dominant music of pop culture. When you see guys like Loud, I know Loud's a big fan of your work, and always publicly bigs you up, bigs Ray up, bigs Les Architectes up. I feel like you guys gotta collaborate as well.
Yeah, it's a question. It's just time. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it ain't happened yet, but we see each other. We down. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all love. So it's probably gonna happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? Just like me and you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, me and you's already gonna happen. That's already done as of tonight. But definitely, man, we need more of that. That energy that you guys brought. Territoire hostile.
Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember coming into Ray's crib, and anybody who was in the scene in the early years, Ray's crib was kind of like the D&G studios, the dungeon, like the Dungeon family in Atlanta. That was our local hub up in the McGill ghetto.
No doubt.
And you would see the Sans Pression, the Yvon Crevet, all the 12 inches that Ray had done joints for. And wild story, I remember seeing you performing at Sona.
Oh God. Yo, Sona,
tell us a bit about that.
I'm not sure, man. Sona, I
remember
can't tell
you standing on the bar. Maybe doing something wild.
Bro, I don't remember them Sona days. You know, man. Sona, we was up in the VIP.
We were alcoholics.
We was crazy.
We were a drunken crew. 25
shout
nomads.
Outs to the whole Sona crew. If y'all don't know, you man, them was the days. Yo.
Shout out Red, Ray, Cast. You,
man, Tusai, what's up, man?
Tusai, of course. Salvador, so many, man, so many. We were a big crew. For all you guys who might not be familiar, the English and the French scene, because it was so small, was pretty unified back then. And whether it was young kids like myself or guys who were already established, like Shades of Culture and Chuck Ice, and just so many OGs. But the scene was so small, and the city's always been small, that there was a lot of Rain Men, you guys, Yvon Crevet. I mean, the list goes on and on. Connoisseur and King and Vane and Vice, and we were all kind of chilling together by default because we were doing talent shows and different shows in the outskirts of Quebec, and we all ascended on the after hour, which was Sona. And it was open bar before 3 o'clock. So they would bring us like a tray of 30 rum and cokes, and we would get obliterated, and he would end up on the bar like a lunatic.
Yeah, just doing what we do.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times, good days.
Fun times, good days. Yeah. Great nights turning.
We wising up though, man. You know what I'm saying? That I'm happy that we did them things when we was young, because now we we got experience now.
We got to pump the brakes to survive.
Pump the brakes.
You have never stopped touring. I see. I always, you know, try and stay up on and keep up on what you've got going on. And, you know, as being an independent artist who obviously, you know, you finance your own shit, you have your own team. What have been some of the, you know, the keys to longevity in the scene that, you know, how you've been able to survive over the years and keep evolving with the times?
I follow the young. I follow what the young kids is doing too. You know what I'm saying? I connect with them. You know what I'm saying? I do tracks with them. I just keep doing music, and I stay true to myself. I'm not trying to do what the young cats is doing, but I'm listening to what they're doing, and like, yo, and like sometimes people will say old school, my style old school, but I don't believe in that old school, that whole old school thing. I just think that, yo, rap has changed, and like I adapt to the formula. I still say what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to dumb up the shit or say stupid shit, you know, whatever. But I go with the beats that are coming out now, and like that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And after that is just to keep doing it, like keep writing all the time, and just I stay in the hip hop mode. You know what I'm saying? Always, because sometimes with kids and with work responsibilities and all that shit, sometimes you could like. You can like easily like get
distracted,
sick of it too, distracted, or just it's too much sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's how you call it, l'équilibre. It's balance. You gotta like
balance.
Yeah, man.
Ain't that so true? Everything in life is balance.
Yeah.
You've always been a full-time artist though, so I feel like for a guy like yourself, it's in your blood. You know what I mean? And why would you stop doing it? You're amazing at it. You've always been amazing at it. And I feel like the real hip hop fans in Quebec have always gravitated to you more so than a lot of other people, just because I felt like the level of production was relatable or comparable to the American
market.
I
think that just saying real shit too, of course, makes like, because a lot of people hear my old tracks now, and they're like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't hear people saying like real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, people always want to talk about what they got and talk about all that flashy shit, and it's all good. I have nothing against that, but I remember a time where like everybody was trying to be different and shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm in the club and like, all the tracks had the same tempo, man.
Same fucking tempo, same flow.
Same. I mean, it's all love, man. You know, it's all love. But I'm from another era, and I think my...
I'm sorry, I'm just beatboxing while you talk. This is the new beatboxing. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Skirt.
And it's all love, but I'm from another era, and I'm in another lane. So I got love, and I fuck with the young cats, you know what I'm saying? I love what they're doing. I love that energy, but sometimes what they saying and what they represent is like, yo, I don't know how long that shit gonna last.
It's interesting you say that. I was just watching Jay-Z. He was doing a little interview, and he was saying that he was comparing hip-hop to like other businesses, and how, you know, if let's say McDonald's makes the Big Mac and they're worldwide known for the Big Mac, they perfected the art of the Big Mac, and a new flavor comes out, a new recipe comes out, and he said it's very easy to get caught up in chasing a trend and abandon what you do well.
Wow.
And you lose over the long term because you know what I'm saying? You're veering away from what you're known for and what you've built for yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody in music, it's easy to get excited to say, oh, electro's working, or, oh, you know, UK drill is working, or whatever the flavor of the month is, but you cannot just jump off this massive ship that you built into that water.
That's how I feel, because sometimes I feel like back then, you had to be different, and like, you had to be different. Now it's like everybody want to follow the wave, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to surf on the same wave.
And the word wave is such an overly used common word, you know?
Yeah, man. Yo, I think like guys like Public Enemy, Ice-T, they did songs like, and like to fight like for the freedom of speech and like change shit, and like even 2 Live Crew, even if it was scandalous, freedom, like, and now you got freedom of speech, and you don't, you're not saying nothing, you're saying garbage, you polluting the kids, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm from that era, so that's my word, man.
We all are, brother. And you know, if you understand this culture, for everyone out there, the name of the game, first of all, biting back in the day, once upon a time, being a biter was the equivalent of, you know, almost being a rat. You understand? It was the worst possible thing you could be labeled was a biter. And we preached originality and self-expression and pushed the culture forward because, you know, you were taking your life into your hands, going into certain venues, calling yourself hip hop, and going into a hostile territory. Going into a hostile territory. Shout out the first album. And it really was a hostile territory because you don't know how that crowd is feeling. You don't know what happened before you got there. And you got to go in there and rock and make a name for yourself every fucking time. And you and me both learned the hard way, the old school way, that sometimes that fucking crowd doesn't want to see nobody perform. And it ain't about you, and they're just mad, and they want to fucking tear the place apart.
Yeah, it was show and prove back then.
It was always show and prove.
It was show and prove, and like you couldn't, like today, like cats will do that shit in their house and put that shit on YouTube, and like you had to like. I was afraid to grab the mic before, like I was doing my breakdance shits, but before I even touched the mic, you know, I was in the crowd, you know, I was working my craft, you know. I'd go back home. I'd rap in front of my homies. I wasn't like ready. Like I wasn't talking no album shit or like some cats like they write their first track and they talking about albums. You just wrote like 16 bars. You talking about albums and videos, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know how the narrative became lyrics last, like meaning everything before the writing, like the production, the visuals, the swag, everything before the actual substance. And it's not to say that all music should be like politically charged. Like everything doesn't have to have an ill deep message, but pick a fucking lane and make it yours and do it well. Like LL wasn't a political rapper. Didn't mean he wasn't original and creative. Fab isn't a creative rapper, but he's a beast, fabulous. And he's versatile as fuck. And I think that ultimately it is coming full circle because now you got guys like a West Side Gun, Conway, Griselda Records rhyming on the even dirtier loops with minimal drums. And Hove is backing them now. And I think that that's exciting. And I think what a lot of people miss is when you follow the trend and when you ride the wave, you're always going to be one of 1,000.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And you might have.
That's why I love guys like Outkast and shit.
Exactly what I'm getting to.
They're always, it's random, man. I never know what they're gonna come at.
You might have your little moment, but you'll never be an Outkast. You'll never be a J. Cole. You'll never be a Kendrick. You'll never be there's this new kid, D Smoke. He won that big contest on Netflix. He's a fucking beast. You know, you won't have the staying power. Everybody always loves to reference Drake. Yeah, Drake is nice with the hooks and the melodic shit, but he could out rap most motherfuckers bar for bar.
Drake got bars.
A lot of people forget about that. So
Drake
I think
bars,
that
man.
It depends what your calling is in this game. But if you want to be legendary, you got to cover all those bases.
Yeah.
And I love that you brought up Ice-T. I was watching.
Fuck the police, man. You know what I'm saying? Remember he did that shit?
Cop
you know
killer.
Cop killer. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that was for hip hop, man. That was for hip hop, and that's what hip hop was about. It was like about changing shit and saying shit. And you know what I'm saying? Putting shit up front, you know?
The LAPD tried to silence Ice-T when he did the Body Count album and the Cop Killer and all that. And what he was saying was that he's not against the police, he's against crooked police.
Yeah.
And you know,
and he's allowed to say that because that's just crazy, man.
And I saw it recently. He was on a podcast and he was talking about how he did a show when they did the first Body Count album, which was his heavy metal shit.
Yeah.
And that, you know, the cops out there in Cali were like, if you do that song, we're shutting down the show and arresting you. And he did it because they were making a statement.
Exactly.
You know, and lo and behold, 30 years later, Ice-T is still an icon.
Yeah. And he plays cops in all his fucking shows.
Exactly. You know, I remember when Doggy Style came out, they had religious groups steamrolling Snoop's CDs in his tapes. That's
crazy, bro.
Right? That shit made it even larger than life.
That's
because
crazy,
it created
bro.
controversy.
That's crazy, bro.
Where are you at these days? I see that you've been doing an anti-bullying campaign. What are you working on now?
I'm working on a lot of projects. Right now I'm working on a native tour. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been on a lot of native reserves and shit. And there's a lot of shit going on out there, you know what I'm saying? Canada, like, there's a lot of shit that needs to be said. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm working on that. I'm working on my new album. I got a bunch of projects, but you know what I'm saying right now, that's what's up, man. You know, I'm just working on a whole bunch of stuff, man.
I saw a very interesting news item, and I asked you about this off camera. Everybody's talking about the coronavirus. This is the big talk. Everybody's, you know, scared shitless of this thing spreading. And apparently a local company here in Quebec has been hired, I think, by China and the States to help work on the first vaccine. And I was absolutely floored to find out that your pops is part of the team of researchers and scientists trying to find a cure for this thing.
Yeah, man.
First of all, wow.
Yeah, man.
I never realized that, you know, that you had family in that sector.
Yeah.
Speak to me a little bit about that. What's going on?
Yeah, man. My father, first of all, shout outs to my dad, man. You know what I'm saying? He's like an inspiration to me. You know what I'm saying? My father came from far. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know, my father left his crib when he was like 10 years old. Wow. Like in Africa, you know what I'm saying? And he did whatever he had to do to survive, to go to school. He did that by himself. Like he left at 10 years old, went to school, university. You know what I'm saying? My two big brothers are born in Africa. I'm born in Buffalo, New York, you know, so we came all the way here. Then he started off like as a pharmacie, like he worked in pharmacies, he worked all kinds of stuff. And now he's a researcher since a whole bunch of years. I remember the place that exactly, the IRCM, that's Institut de Recherche de Montréal. That's the first place I ever worked. Like I had a job there. I was entretien ménager. I used to clean up and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like 12, 13, 14. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? But whatever, yeah. So my father is like, they didn't find the cure, you know what I'm saying? But they found something that could maybe slow it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too scientist. You know, my father is like more the scientist, and my mother is like the more spiritual, like religion, spiritual, and my father's like scientist, mathematics.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, so
the
I'm
natural and the scientific.
So that's what makes SP, man.
I like that. That's crazy, bro. I mean, that's really like 1 in a fucking billion chance that they would be working on the vaccine right here in our own backyard.
Yeah. Even me, I was surprised. So they sent the comment je peux dire, ils ont envoyé des samples, they sent the samples to China. Yeah. They're gonna test it on humans, and you know, if ever, you know what I'm saying, bro.
That's crazy,
man. It is what it is, man.
What a fucking small world. Because I saw this man on the news talking about how it was a local company, and then I see it starting to pop up, you know, on my feed on social media, and I see the picture of you and your father, and I was like, wow, that is fucking small world.
Yeah, man, respect, man. My dad's an inspiration, man.
An absolute inspiration, and you know, God willing that they can move forward with the vaccine. And
he's one of the reasons why I still rap, my father, you know what I'm saying? Because when I know the history, you know what I'm saying? I know where he came from. He used to tell me, like, yo, he used to study in Africa, like there was like one light in the village, like one light, like, you know, and like there were 30 kids, and like with their books and shit, he used to study under the light, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's like he made it out. Like sometimes people talk about the ghetto here and this and that. Bro, man, yo, for real, it ain't nothing, man. It's harder on the other side, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and my dad came from so far that you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna. My fight is for the rap, French rap. I'm French America, rap québécois, that I gave my whole life to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I've been doing like rap Québécois. I started off in English. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to like that New York shit and all that shit. So I was English, but as soon as I started rapping in French, people felt me, man. They was feeling me. And even when I switched to French, my English group, they were mad at me. But I was like, yo, nobody listening to me in English, man. I'm spitting bars and nobody give a fuck. I do 2 bars in French and they wildin', man. And I switched, like that shit happened with one show, you know. I did one show and like,
do you remember where that was?
I did 2 bars in French. Yeah, I think it was at, I think it was at Dawson, man, with Malik Shahid was there.
Shout out Shahid.
No, not Dawson, not Collège Champlain at Longueuil or something.
Bro, I was part of that show, but I wasn't rapping. I was breakdancing. There, man. I was breakdancing.
Shut up,
I was
man.
a little kid.
Get out of here,
I swear
man.
to God, Champlain College.
Champlain College,
with Angelo
next
Amur,
to the Metro and
with
shit.
Angelo Amur, we were little kid dancers.
Word.
Hand to God.
Word.
And Shahid hosted that.
Word.
Yo, that was a crazy show. That had to be like 94 or something.
94, like
92
something.
Maybe even. Like,
yo,
I was
word.
Like
you remember that shit?
Old. I do remember
that shit. I did 2 bars, man. The crowd went crazy. I was like, yo, fuck that. And I got off stage and my comatose dudes when I'm like, yo, fuck that, I'm rapping in French now. And the niggas were like, shut up, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no, man, I'm rapping in French. And then I gave comatose to my little brother. My little brother had comatose with my cousins, with Corleone Brown. He's in 8 Mobs now. He kept going, but everybody else, not everybody's built to do this shit for. And I'm not mad at people that said like fuck this and got a 9 to 5 because I understand because hip hop is a cruel culture, man. Hip hop ain't like country. Hip hop ain't like rock and roll.
There's no retirement
you know
plan. There's no pension. How many country
motherfuckers you know get shot? Rappers is getting shot every day.
It's crazy.
You hear about Nipsey Hussle and you hear about Pop Smoke and niggas like that. You know how many unsigned hype getting popped every day? Every day.
Sad
Toronto, in the States, every day. Yo, bless every day, man.
Absolutely. We got to do better as a culture, man. Because
yeah, man. I'm sad for the culture for that, man.
These
you know
kids don't understand that, you know, listen, there's keeping it real and then there's keeping it too real. and there's doing things in a smart way. And, you know, like Biggie, there was a responsibility. Biggie spoke about the streets in a responsible way. And Biggie stopped hustling to do music and never pretended like he didn't. And when he did the interviews, he said, I'm rapping about what I grew up seeing around the way, what my people went through, what I had to do to get here. That's a more responsible way to shed a light on the problem.
I've always did my rap that way, man. It's like I ain't no gangster. You know what I'm saying? I know the streets. I know niggas in the streets. I see hood shit every day. I don't rap only about hood shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it. I know what's popping in the hood. I'm chilling with hood niggas every day. But you know, you know what I'm saying? You gotta. Man, it's sad right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I feel sad for hip hop because you know what I'm saying. They serving too much garbage to the kids. There's still good rappers. I ain't saying that all hip hop is bad, but a lot of garbage out there, man.
Well, we gotta, and I say this over and over again. We gotta take responsibility for the culture and the responsibility for preserving our culture. We love this shit more than anything. Guys like me and you dedicated our whole lives to it, and we need to organize better to be like, yo, this shit is unacceptable. This shit's corny. This shit's good. This shit's whack. If you're gonna talk the street shit, show the flip side. Give them street knowledge. The power of street
That's
knowledge.
what I do, man. Me is street knowledge, man. I might have done some shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you, like, sometimes shit paid off, and sometimes I got slapped in my face. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be feeding kids all this garbage and telling them, yo, it's crazy.
Well, you know where
man.
the game changed? When KRS-One came out with that "Coming at the dance with a spliffer sensi" to you know, all the way to, you know, to being fiends, to being users. The culture used to be about glamorizing the hustler, glamorizing the hustle, not being the user. Not being the junkie.
Word.
Not being the fiend.
Now all these niggas trying to look stupid. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna glorify
looking ignorant,
drinking lean until you die?
Looking ignorant, man.
You know what I mean,
man?
And at that, and you know, at the point that we're at, I feel like we need to do better, even beyond the obvious shit, and take responsibility and be like, look, you know, labels or, you know, whoever financing these projects want a minimum quality control.
Yeah.
And the problem is with this game is you don't need any sort of formal education, any sort of initiation.
There's no quality control. That's guaranteed, man. You know what I'm saying? You could do anything right now. You know what I'm saying? It's free for all right now. So for that, I think that's the world we live in, my G, man.
Fast food culture.
That's the world we live in. Like even if we try to do shit, we talking like old people right now. You know what I'm saying? These young cats, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about nothing. They want to get lit. They want to get turned up.
Well, they want to get lit.
You know why?
They want to get lit.
You know why? Because they're tired of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I understand the youth. Understand the youth.
We felt the same way.
I understand the youth.
We were pissing on bars.
Yeah, I understand
literally.
The youth. Man, I understand the youth because the things don't change. Like we want to fight for shit, but they're like, yo, they got Donald Trump as a president and shit, and they're like, this motherfucker fucked up and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole society is fucked up. So I don't blame the youth for just being like, yo, vibes and shit. Fuck all the knowledge and fuck all that knowledge and
fuck the knowledge. But it's always needs to be
me. I feed my brain every day. But I'm not like that. But I understand the youth. Sometimes they must be fed up with all the blah 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 and ain't nothing changing. You know what I'm saying?
I just think there's a time and place for everything. And I get wanting to be lit, but it's all good until you get lit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a balance to everything. You know, like you got all kinds of different, you know, all kinds of like. Look, back in the day, hip hop did not start as Public Enemy or as Ice-T. It started as a party music.
Yeah. It was
MCs hosting a block party, and it was a party. Right? Yeah. Run DMC, all that shit wasn't very political music.
No.
And then, you know, different shit, you know, sprouted out of that.
Because of what was happening in the world and like, they had no choice to go there.
I'm just a fan of intelligent pop music. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if it's Katy Perry. If the beat's dirty and the melody's hard, I fuck with Katy Perry.
Yeah, I feel you.
I fuck with Bruno Mars. I fuck with good music.
Yeah.
And I get sometimes you just want to turn up, and I get sometimes you just want easy listening.
Yeah.
But it can't be trash.
No.
If we want to push this shit forward. And interestingly enough, I think the production in hip hop, when it comes to the beats, is getting better and better, and the creativity is just expanding and expanding.
A lot of talent.
I just wonder at what point the emceeing fell all the way to the background, where lyricism almost became like a liability.
I will never lose. I will never lose the lyricism, man.
Never.
Fuck that, man. I got tracks on albums that like one track is like a whole album of these niggas.
Well, let me give you.
Like I got a track called Jour de Souffrance. Like that one track is like a whole fucking album of these niggas today. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't like really give a fuck about bars and trying to change shit. Yo, bro, what can I say, man? It's a new generation, man. I'm from another era, man. It's bars. We come from them bars era, man.
Bars on bars.
Yeah, bars. You gotta say something. You gotta like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I hear bars from niggas today, and everybody's like, wow. And I'm like, damn, man, he ain't say nothing, man. He ain't say nothing,
we were writing that shit in our sleep.
Holla, man. That's kindergarten shit, man. Whatever, man. I don't want to shit on niggas. I don't want to shit on the younger generation. But yo, some cats needs like, you need to work your craft, man. Work your craft, son.
Well, I think it speaks a lot to where we're at in the culture. Like, for instance, the explosion of reggaeton, the explosion of Spanish music.
Yeah.
People care so little about lyrics these days that they don't even have to understand the language that they're listening to.
That what you just said. I said that.
So,
I was saying that to somebody.
You can't be mad. It's nothing personal, even in hip hop. You got French Canadians going to the Nicky Jam concert. I was there with him.
I was
they
saying
don't know
that,
a word of what he said.
What you just said, I was saying that to somebody the other day. Exactly, that's true, man. Because I do shows all over in Quebec, places where people don't talk English or nothing, like the vrais Québécois, you know what I'm saying?
They love you out there.
And they love that reggaeton shit. And I'm like, they don't understand jack shit.
You want to hear an interesting?
They love it.
We just had Onyx on the podcast.
Yeah.
And they were saying that their biggest market, for some reason, is Russia.
That's what's popping. I'm telling you, man.
And there's no way everybody, thousands of people coming to those shows all around Russia, all speak fluent English. They love the energy. They love that slam, that rah-rah, that punk rock vibe.
That's why I'm telling you, that's why I understand these young cats. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They don't need to spit all that street knowledge, and they don't need to like do all them bars and shit. They got that energy, man.
Well, that's something.
Because that energy.
That's something you always had.
Yeah, I had that energy, but I come from an era where you had the energy plus
the substance.
You had to like substance.
So let me ask you an interesting question.
I understand why people still feel them young cats that are coming out now is that energy, man. They got that flavor, that energy. The juice is there. They got the juice.
That's obviously very important. But then how come when it comes to guys like Kendrick, nobody ever says we don't give a fuck about bars? Everybody praises Kendrick as a genius, rightfully so. The power of marketing. He was lit because Dre fucks with him. The West Coast is behind him. All of a sudden, I just think that when you add the bars and you add the quality on top of the energy that people are looking for, that's where it becomes something really interesting. That's when it becomes a special product. And that's all I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Business-wise and artistic.
I respect, man, any young cat doing his thing.
Absolutely.
Trying to get out, but
it's all creativity at the end of the day.
We come from another era. That's the thing, though, man. And we talking a lot of shit that these young cats don't give a fuck about.
But we're talking a lot of shit that these young kids need to give a fuck about.
They need to know.
If they want to earn their place in this culture.
I talk about Biggie to these young cats. They don't even know who Biggie is.
Oh,
you don't
that's
know,
pathetic.
Yo,
Speak
man,
more
you don't
about
know.
that.
Yo, son, you don't know who Biggie.
Upset.
Yo, you don't know. You don't know who Yo, man, give me a cigarette, man.
Get this man a cigarette.
Give me a cigarette. You don't know who Biggie is?
There a cigarette randomly here?
The son, homeboy don't know who Biggie is. Don't know who Pac is.
That's pathetic.
Non, pour vrai, là, comme, non, pour vrai.
But you know why that's disrespectful
là,
beyond the obvious?
En français, là. Pour vrai, là. Si tu sais pas c'est qui Biggie Smalls, pis c'est pas c'est qui Tupac, puis tu viens de me demander c'est un featuring, tu viens de me dire que tu sors ton album, yo, bro, I'm not down, man. Yo, bro, for real, you need to go to school. This is hip hop, man. This is the school of hard knocks. C'est l'école des mauvais garçons. You need to go back and do your you need to study your shit, man. Otherwise, you can't, nah, man.
1,000,000%. And you know why that's disrespectful? You know why that's disrespectful beyond the obvious?
Are you serious?
These brothers died for this culture. Literally gave their life.
Sont morts pour les pop, dog.
Martyrs
T'es
of
là en
hip
train de
hop.
rapper tes conneries, tu sais même pas c'est qui Biggie, tu sais pas c'est qui Tupac, t'es en train de talker shit sur le mic. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, man. No, for real, man.
Cheers to that, my brother.
Yo,
preach.
Cheers,
preach.
man. Yo, okay, let's cool it, you know?
No, let's get more hype.
Yeah.
Because this is what people don't talk about. Everybody wants to be the Don for a day. Right? Everybody has their social media account and they could be a superstar in their little circle of their 50 or 100 people that know about them.
It's crazy.
But, we live in the real world, and at the end of the day, get your music up, get your bars up, get your craft up, or you're trash and you have no place in the culture.
Sometimes I ask these young cats like, yo, what do you do this for, man? Why do you rap, man? What are you trying to do with your rap? They can't answer, man. They trying to fuck bitches. They trying to like floss and fuck bitches. That's it, bro. They ain't trying to like. They got kids and shit. Yo, you say like me. I changed since I had kids, but I always had that. Even before I had kids, I always wanted to say something. I wanted to help somebody. I save lives, man. I know I save lives. People told me so many times, you saved my life, man. I listened to that track. That track saved my life. I stopped smoking crack because of that track. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit happens to me all the time. That's what keeps me like saying real shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, look, I know my rap save lives, man. You know what I'm saying? You could save lives. You could say shit that could change the world, man. Mm-hmm. If you change one people, you're changing the world. Absolutely. If you change one person, you're changing the world. But people don't think about that. We're in a world where people just think about themselves, and like it's sad, son. Because hip hop got power, man.
You know what it's always been about for me personally? What's been my big inspiration, my big driving force, and this is something that I think that holds true to you too. You made timeless music. That's not easy, my brother. It might not be the flavor of the month, but when we were making those records with Ray, we wanted to make classic hip hop, timeless shit.
Yeah, man.
My first project that I ever released came out in 2003. Yours even before. Motherfuckers still bump that shit. Motherfuckers still, I know they must, if they message me, they must message you as well all the time, weekly. And it's not easy to make timeless art. And personally, I don't know about you, but that was my goal.
Yeah,
my goal was
just always been that.
To hear my voice scratched on a 12-inch. Wow, like to me that was
the way to write raps were, you know what I'm saying? Time repeats itself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like we write timeless rap. You know what I'm saying? We write rap so like even if you listen to it now, you'll still relate to what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? At
least that should be the goal.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Art. That's what I don't care about the fame. I don't care about the money and the fame and shit. I want people to like listen to my shit, even if it's old. And you listen to that shit now, you're going through something, Absolutely. And that shit's gonna fuck with you right there. Right there.
Just try
anytime, any year, I don't give a fuck, man. That shit's an old track. It's gonna fuck with you right now, man. You're gonna read that shit on the front page of the fucking Le Journal. You're gonna see that shit because we talking real shit. Time repeats itself. And even that conscious rap is gonna come back. Motherfuckers gonna need that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Especially the climate we're going into.
Yeah, exactly.
Politically, fucking viruses, all kind of fucked up shit. You think people are worried?
Ignorant rap is gonna fade out. That will fade out. But conscious rap will never fade out.
Why is Tupac still the most recognizable hip hop artist?
I still listen to Tupac, and he helps me to like overcome shit that be going on now. Like sometimes I go through hard times. I listen to Tupac, and you know, I could still relate to that shit like it was going on right now.
When you hear that track, that's just the way it is. Things will never be. I see no changes. All I see is
there you go.
Come on, like. That's timeless.
There you go. Timeless rap. That's what you gotta do. I tell these young cats, man, why do you do this shit, man? Do you do this just for you? Do you do this to like fuck bitches? You do this to floss? To feed your ego? Nigga, son, man.
You're going about it the wrong way.
You're going about it the wrong way, son.
Take note, all you upcoming MCs, all you upcoming producers, anybody who wants to be involved in this business, the goal should be to make some dope art and to create some timeless, legendary shit. It doesn't matter if you fall short, but shoot high. You know what I'm saying?
Because even them tracks that people won't feel because it ain't bumping like what's going on right now. If you saying real shit, I'm telling you, man,
it'll have an impact.
They'll listen to that shit in 10 years, even in 10 years, and they'll be like, yo, I slept on this shit, man. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing right now. Like on my Instagram, I post all my old shit, and cats be like, wow, that's a new track? Wow, that's just crazy. Because they're not even used to that conscious rap no more. Mm-hmm. So when I post them old tracks, they be like, wow, you talking about that shit that's going on right now? No, I'm just talking timeless shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And they feel that shit. They feel our old shit, man, because it's timeless, man.
Well, you know, when you do shit for the right reason in life, it always definitely comes full circle, and it's gonna resonate. It's gonna find its home, no matter what. And all of your first projects definitely found a very big home in Quebec and abroad. And you know, salute to you on that.
Yo, big shout outs to Ray. Big shout outs to Stratège, because people don't know, but Stratège brought me to Ray's house. You know what I'm saying? And like I came to Ray's house, recorded Au Jour le Jour back then. Au Jour le Jour is like the first official track. You know what I'm saying? And it just gave birth to this whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And from that, and I remember when I first started, I was on some thug shit. Never was a gangster. Never sold really dope or did some. I was just a crazy nigga in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Vagabond.
Yeah, vagabond, man. I was just a crazy nigga. You know what I'm saying? With my boy T-Kid. Shout outs to T-Kid.
Shout out T-Kid. Me and him had a crazy story in Miami. We bumped into each other in Miami back in the day.
Shout outs to T-Kid, man.
And then like he just popped up at my hotel. Yo, Bless, I heard you're in town. Like he found me in Miami through somebody who was like, yo, Bless is in Miami.
Yo, bro.
I'm with T-Kid. Can I bring him to your hotel? I said, yo, it's my brother. Bring him too. I opened the door. Yo. And we turned up like all week. We went to Live and all these places.
Yo, I'm hating on you, man.
Why?
I'm still hating on you till this day.
Why, SP?
I'm hating, man.
What did I do to you?
I'm a hater.
What did I do?
Yo, bro, you fucking chill with Pac, man.
That I did,
Man,
briefly.
fuck you, man.
Well, thank you for that.
You chill, yo.
That's the kindest hatred I've ever received.
No, man. Nah, yo, honestly, for real, man, I feel like people slept on you, son.
They might have a little bit.
No, they slept on you, son.
They might have a little bit.
You was doing big moves back then,
Thank
son.
you, brother. You were always very,
bro.
You were always very supportive too, man.
You was doing crazy moves. Nobody was doing moves like that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
You know what I'm saying? I see you. I know who you's with, man. I know, and who the cats you were chilling with back then. It's like if I'm chilling with Drake and Migos and all them cats. Montreal slept on you, son.
I think, you know, my project and your project came out.
Give me some rum and coke, man. Montreal slept on my boy, man. Yo, for real. Yo, for real.
I think we just came at a time, SP, where the culture wasn't like, the media outlets didn't even know how to categorize us.
Yo, pour le monde qui comprenne pas, là, je vais vous le dire en français, man. Mon boy Bless, là, il chill avec Tupac, DMX, tous les gars, man. Back in the days, Guru, le prix, c'était le protégé à Guru, man. Le monde à Montréal, ils ont dormi sur mon boy Bless. I'm saying, je le dis là, live sur le podcast, you know what I'm saying? Live. Moi, j'étais à Montréal, j'étais ici. Quand je voyais ces affaires-là, j'étais comme, yo, ce petit patinet-là, il est en train de kill le shit. Puis Montréal, y'all was snoring, man. Y'all snoozing. Y'all for real. Yo, Tupac. Yo, qui à Montréal a chill avec Tupac? Qui à Montréal a chill avec Tupac? Yo, rest in peace. Can I put a bit on the ground just for Pac?
Like a drop.
Just for Pac,
so
man.
my producer doesn't freak out.
Just for Pac, man. Yo, rest in peace, Tupac. Qui à Montréal?
Rest in peace to all the legends. Guru.
Yo, for real, man, for real. Qui à Montréal a chill like Tupac, man?
You know what it is, brother? It goes back to what we were talking about.
Yo, I'm a hater, man.
We just wanted to do legendary shit.
Yo, bro.
We just wanted to make some fucking hip hop.
Yo, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? You chill with Tupac, man. Yo, double pound,
Thank
son.
you, my brother.
Double pound, son.
Thank you,
You saw that, son. You saw him, right?
Of course.
You was with him, right?
Of course I met him, yeah.
Just
I was even able to
nobody could
spit
shook
a little
me.
something
You could put
for him.
Celine Dion in front of me. I still sip my Henny like it ain't nothing. Put the only cats that could really shook me and be like starstruck, Tupac, Jay-Z. That's it. Nobody else, man. I don't care fuck who you is, man. You a king, I'm a king too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, Tupac, Jay-Z, that's God.
But you know when great shit happens? When you do shit for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And we were so in love with the culture that we were just trying to make some legendary shit happen and make some fucking fire music. And the rest is up to God. The rest is up to the universe.
Yeah.
Let me take you back to a night. First of all, shout out to you. First of all, shout out to you for always supporting whatever we were doing. I know like Ray was always in your ear, like talking about me and like introduced us. But you know, you would always show us love, bring us out. Like when you opened for Nelly. Remember at the Bell Center, and we had to surround Nelly's security because they tried to take our little camcorder or whatever. They didn't want us
okay. Yo, bro, I thought that was Black Eyed Peas, but that was Nelly. That was at the Nelly show.
We were like 20 deep.
I've been telling everybody that was at the fucking Black Nelly show.
Nelly show. And I don't know if you remember this, but we were all backstage. I was opening for Lloyd Banks. And there was like a little mini riot that popped off in the Dome back in the day. And
shit.
We had to jump in the crowd and we were fighting dudes and duffing dudes out. And SP was screaming in the dressing room. My pops was there. Everybody was going crazy. And you know, it was just wild, but it was fun. And you know, it was unified. And you know, I don't regret any of those days because we had a fucking blast. We're still having a blast.
Oh, man, for real.
And you know, this is something I don't know if I mentioned to you. We bumped into each other at Metro last year, but when we started talking about putting this podcast together, you were one of the first names that I put on the list of people that I wanted to bring up here.
Love, bless.
Because I started this project because I felt like people like yourself need to have your story told properly.
Yo, son, you're for real?
By somebody from the culture.
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of cats came at me. A lot of podcasts and a lot of cats came at me and they wanted me an interview right now. You know what I'm saying? And for real, when you came at me, I said yes right away because I told everybody else that right now I don't feel really like, because I knew that you were gonna come at me on some hip hop shit and not talking about all that bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit in this French rap. But I know you about that hip hop shit. And that's why I was like, yo, let's do this.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? It's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
It's nothing but love, and you're always welcome here, man. And I wanted to tell the stories of the people who need to be talked about in the proper light, because there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of flavors of the month, and all that's bullshit. If you call yourself hip-hop, rap, Queb, French hip-hop, whatever you associate this shit to locally, if you're not respecting what Sans Pression has done for our scene, you're an absolute clown and you don't deserve a platform.
For real, nobody gave a fuck about this French Quebecois rap shit when I came out. I remember I used to go to Music Plus and like everybody was afraid and shit, and it was like, yo, who these gangsters and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop had a lot of beaucoup de stereotypes, a lot of stereotypes and shit. We fought, and I'm just happy to see where it's at today. So yo,
you kicked a lot of doors in, bro, and I think both of us were a victim of being a little bit ahead of the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where
of course
they couldn't categorize us.
Bro,
they couldn't categorize us.
Yo, my boy, blessed you like Tupac. Where you at, man? Yo, holla at your boy, man. Okay. I'm in one photo like Tupac, bro. Yo.
Well, you were with us many times, even when Guru used to come to town. SP was running around with us, just like he had me with him. I had him with us.
I was like shook. I was like, yo, Guru's down with this guy.
Yeah,
like he's down. This is family.
Family, absolutely.
This is family. You know what I'm saying? Montreal was sleeping, dog. I'm telling you. I'm not. I used to listen to X Clan and like I'm hip hop. Like I started listening to hip hop in like 1980. I was like 4 years old, man, breakdancing with my big brother. So I know hip hop. So like African Bambaataa, when it first started, I was like 7 years old already in that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so when I saw you with cats like that, even if I was young, for me, it was like big for Montreal, man.
Thank you.
It was huge. Huge. Because them Americans, they're closed-minded, man. They don't fuck with everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? And in France too, it's like that. They got their scene, they got their shit, they don't give a fuck about you. Drake's lucky. Drake came in the game with like a 30 million deep. So he didn't give a fuck. You know, he came in with Wayne and all them niggas, you know what I'm saying? But it's easy. It's not easy to get it going to them markets, you know what I'm saying?
In those years, I used to sit down with labels like Def Jam and Sony and different labels, and then they would just look at me like I'm an alien because they weren't signing anybody who wasn't from Brooklyn or Atlanta or from Compton or whatever.
Yeah, they're like from Montreal.
And they used to say, damn, don't they got igloos in Canada? They literally used to say igloos. They used to hear me spit and go, damn, don't they got igloos in Canada?
Yeah, they said that to me in France too. In France, they was like, yo, you guys ride around and fucking with dogs on yo, you serious? Are you serious?
We should though. We should show up to the club with a dog sled. Yo,
I swear, dog slides. I swear I heard that shit in France, man.
It's crazy.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
My boy went to New York, like took him 3 hours on a motorcycle, you know what I'm saying? That's where we at, man. Montreal, real city. Don't fuck with us, man. We the best, for real, man. Fuck that.
Well, you know what? I think right now is our moment, bro. I think that Canada has had an incredible light, and the last stop is obviously Montreal. We have so many talented producers, so many talented DJs, so many talented French and English artists. We just always suffered from not having the right outlets, and slowly, you know, we got to work together to change all that old mentality of us competing with each other.
Even the radios,
over crumbs.
Man. I don't want to go on this shit again, like on the radios and shit, but even the radios, man, I don't even listen to, like, I listen to Shady Records and all kinds of.
Well, that's why they're losing to satellite radio.
I listen to Shady 45 and all kinds of Stadia radios, man. Like, and when I listen to the shit over here, man, I listen what I hear. I hear Coolio, fucking Gangster Paradise, and bullshit like that. It's like, yo. We sleeping out here, man.
Yo, I remember.
And we got the potential to like fuck shit up everywhere because everybody love Montreal. Snoop Dogg, everybody, they come out here, they don't want to leave.
Absolutely.
They don't want to leave. They want to fucking buy a house and live out here. They love it. But you know what I'm saying? The whole scene, the medias and shit, man, they ain't on point. They ain't on point right now.
What do you think we could do to unify? Let's talk solutions.
Like, I think we unified as artists. Artists we unify. I think the media, we need to get some young cats like you and me up in there, man, like in some real spots, you know what I'm saying? And that'll change the whole shit because this urban culture dominating everything. They could hate it. They could say whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking on the French side. On the French side, they still... Les Français ont encore peur. Les Français Québécois, I'm talking on French side, they're still afraid of rap. That's big time, big time. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid of like that street shit. They're afraid of the realness. They'll put on a couple cats that look sweet and don't talk that real shit. But that real shit, you know, even my boy, shout outs to my boy Soldier, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he fighting hard, man. Shout outs to Soldier, man.
Who are some of the other cats you fuck with in the scene now? Who do you rate to look out for?
There's a lot, man. I don't want to start saying names because I'm gonna forget people and shit.
Just give me a couple names. Just people you're feeling. It's not even playing favorites.
People I'm feeling. I'm feeling. Actually, I'm feeling who I just said right now.
Soldier.
Soldier. I'm feeling Soldier big time. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling Loud too. I'm feeling Loud too. But I'm gonna talk about the cats that are really making noise. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Fouki. You know what I'm saying? And even Inima, you know what I'm saying? Inima, I don't care what people say. He got that energy. He got that sauce. He got that juice. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to him, absolutely.
Yeah, shout outs to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody say, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cats. I'm probably forgot. I'm gonna probably forget people, but yeah, I feel the energy. The city's on fire right now. So you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man.
I think it's going to be a wild summer. Last year, Metro was a massive success. I think that was a win for all of us.
No, the only thing that I'm worried about is even this coronavirus and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, a lot of shit is getting canceled. Even your kids, and shit might not go to school tomorrow, man. Wow. This shit is serious, and it's not. It's not because the coronavirus is killing a lot of people. You know why? You know what the problem is? It's because we don't know what it is. We don't know the virus. That's why it's a problem. Because if you're healthy and you're good,
your body should be able to fight.
Yeah, your body should fight that shit, and you should be good. You know what I'm saying? Old people that got problems, health problems, that could be a problem for them. But now's the time to be healthy, guys, man. I'm telling you.
Well, just take those precautions, you know, keep washing your hands like they say, and be mindful of touching shit in public.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a threat for people that are healthy, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So that's what it is, man.
But, you know, historically, there's also been some sort of an epidemic every 2 years. There was SARS, there was Ebola, there's Corona, there's this, there's that. This is something that always happens. It's just interesting that people are freaking out about it as much, or it's being as hyped in the media.
It is, because influenza kills probably more people than that shit.
The flu kills 4,000 people a year, guys.
You know why influenza ain't a problem? Because we know the virus.
Yes.
So when new shit shows up, you gotta be careful. There's a whole, if you know your history and shit, there's a whole lot of shit, the viruses that came up that killed billions of people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And quick. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know the virus, either you gotta slow it down, either you gotta study the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Have you spoke with your pops about his thoughts on it? Yeah, I was with my pop
last week, man.
So what are his thoughts as being like one of the leading researchers that's trying to come up with this?
My pop's so humble, man. I was at my pop's house. I was cracking up all day, man. Because his phone was ringing nonstop.
Your dad is instantly become the most popular man in Quebec.
And he hates that shit.
So now you can open up for your dad.
No, he hates that shit. He don't want none of that. He don't want no shine. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what
you know why? Because he's doing what he's passionate about. He's a
humble dude.
He's doing what he loves to do, and that's why he's good at it.
I take that from my dad. I'm humble like my dad.
Absolutely.
You know, my dad don't want no frame. No, my dad don't want no props. My dad don't give a fuck about all this hype that people is talking about, le fils de Sans Pression, I mean, le père de Sans Pression, Sans Pression's father. I actually had to take that shit off the net.
Wow.
Because he had an interview with some big media, and I put that shit on my Instagram.
And they picked it up from that.
And I took it off the net because my father was like, take that shit off the net. You know what I'm saying? Because people are blowing this shit out of proportion. I don't have the remedy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people be like, he has the remedy. Motherfucker called me up last week like, yo, bro, I need 4 doses, man, for my family.
Yo, SP, you heard it here first. The Remedy mixtape. SP, a.k.a. The Cure, a.k.a. Corona Boys, a.k.a.
Corona Boys.
The lyrical virus.
Yo.
But it's very random. You have to admit, your father being on this
serious, dead serious. I need 4 doses for me, my wife, and my 2 kids.
Then they'll buy the 12.
I'm like, yo, my pop's searching. He ain't got the remedy, dog. He's like, put that shit on layaway for me, man.
That's amazing. So we live in a time where before a vaccine is even discovered,
these medias, les réseaux sociaux, like internet, Instagram,
they read the first 2 seconds. Anyway.
Exactly, man. That's bad, man. So they call me and they didn't read the whole shit.
That's why I wanted to ask you off camera. Is what's the truth to this before I ask you on camera, because I want to be responsible about it.
People are searching for this. Like people call me like it. We got the remedy. That's not what it is, man.
Absolutely.
My boy's on some. My father. You know what I'm saying? He's researching. He's been doing this shit all his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I saw like another interview, not with your pops, but I guess with another guy who probably works with the company, that they were doing this for years from back when SARS happened, and they had some positive, outcomes. So they're hopeful.
Ebola and all that crap.
So they're hopeful that maybe some of those clinical trials can benefit.
And all that shit come from plants. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
So just to be clear, if you don't buy SP's next project, you will not have the cure.
Exactly, man.
You
Buy
will not.
my next album.
But don't order it just yet, though. Don't order the
got you.
vaccine just yet.
Yo, I want you on my next album, man.
I got you, brother.
That's a world premiere right here.
I got you, man. I got you.
Yo,
it would be an honor.
Sur mon prochain album. Donne-moi une cigarette, bro.
We getting litty too titty up in this
Yo,
motherfucker.
donne-moi une cigarette. Bless est sur mon prochain album.
Yo, you know what it is? I've been thinking about this actually for a while. I've been talking to my team that, you know,
Thanks, bro.
the franglais always been a big thing, right? French hip hop is getting exported more than ever outside of, you know, to Europe and everything. How dope would it be to have a legit project with crazy French and English verses going back like on some Watch the Throne shit?
Bro, you talking that shit. I've been talking that shit since back in the day. You know why? Because I seen the English scene. I was on the English scene when I first started. And I was always like, yo, I don't know.
It's not done right yet.
I was like, you in my top 5. I had a couple, I'm talking back in, I had Magnum
57.
357 and a couple cats like that. I was like, yo, man, why? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I wanted to do that shit, English, French.
Do it tastefully, like
yo,
bar for bar. Like
we're talking live right now. I work fast, man.
All right.
You get 10 fucking English artists that are bumping right now, and you get 10 French English artists that are bumping right now. I swear, in 3 months, we got an album out. We go on a tour. We do fucking 50 shows in Quebec, Canada, and whatever. It's easy. I work fast. I work like American. When I went to New York, that's when I realized, like, yo, man, we sleeping, man.
Gotta work fast.
Yo, bro, when I went to New York, that's when I really realized, and that's when I went Tupac mode, man. I came back to Montreal. Even now, I got since 2020, I recorded about 40, 50 tracks.
We stay in the studio.
No, when I went to New York and shit, I realized that, yo, we were sleeping, and that even motherfuckers that don't rap, that sell crack on the corner, they rap better than 95% of these rappers in here. Niggas on the corner in New York rap better. They're not rappers, man. This nigga know Fat Joe. He know everybody. He know everybody in the hood. This nigga don't have no album. This nigga don't even think about rap. Yo, I swear on my mama, he rap better than everybody in Montreal.
SP, they got a guy.
You know why? You know why? Because they grind hard. So when I come back to Montreal, I'm like, yo, we gotta grind hard, dog. Let's grind harder.
Bro,
harder.
There's a crackhead in New York called the East Side.
Yeah, I
the
know
East Side crackhead who's got bars, bro.
I think I know who it is.
The East Side crackhead. He's like a 50 or 60-year-old
We gotta
crackhead.
grind harder.
Homeless. Yo.
I know.
Most of these lit rappers cannot rap better than the East Side crackhead.
He got bars, man. Damn, this boy.
Yo, they're getting lapped by elderly homeless crackheads.
Non, pour vrai, ce gars-là, il y a des bars, là. Il y a des bars. He got bars.
You know what you're saying about New York is how Pun got discovered by Fat Joe.
Man, I love New York, man. I love New York, man. It's raining. You buy like 1,000 umbrellas. And you selling that shit on, you selling.
Can't go
wrong. You're making $1 million today. I love New York.
Well, you know, the thing about New York is it's got the population. It's got that crazy foot traffic.
I love it.
You know, and the umbrella hustle's a big thing. The second it rains in the summer, they got the $2. No, they got the $2 umbrella. They rock it and they throw it in the garbage, and you see the whole garbage can full of fucking umbrellas.
They don't play.
Full of umbrellas.
Get your grind on. Montreal, come on, stand up.
You know, the New York grind is so ill. A homie of mine once, you know, he's close with Fat Joe, and he called Fat Joe and told him to tell the story of how he discovered Pun. Yeah. And he said that Pun was on the corner in front of the corner store, in front of the bodega, and how Pun was just spitting every time he'd come out of the store, like on purpose, right? They just started going at it and shit. And until he caught Joe's attention, it was just literally like one of those things you see in the movie, just snatched him off a street corner in the Bronx and was like, this guy's not human. He's incredible. You know, and I remember like my boy calling me on three-way and listening to Fat Joe telling us the story, like, yo, Joe, how you discover pun? And when you hear stories like that, man, that's what the culture's about, bro.
Man.
It's what the culture's about. That
that's what
you can change your life with this music.
These young cats felt that. These young cats, they lost that shit, man.
Well, I think that the dream is still the same.
They lost it, man.
No, the dream is still the same. Everybody wants to change their situation and their family situation for the better. And if they can use music, that's a beautiful thing.
True.
It just, the intention's got to be a little more pure than just me, grab. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's all I feel, you know, and there are, don't get us wrong, everybody, there are incredible artists coming out every day. It's just a shame that it takes, you know, Hove and Rock Nation signing Griselda to put a light on. These guys have been incredible. They're from Buffalo, actually, like you.
They're
Buffalo, all Buffalo guys.
Shout outs to all my peeps in Buffalo, man.
They're from Buffalo.
I'm a Buffalo. I'm born in Buffalo, New York, man.
SP.
Born in Buffalo, man.
Francophone Griselda. Griselda needs to fuck with SP.
Yo, Griselda, hook me up, bro.
Well, they're on fire right now.
Man.
They're on fire right now.
SP, stop playing, man.
Stop playing. I like it. Stop playing, a.k.a. the virus.
A.k.a. the virus, boy.
A.k.a. the antidote.
That's our track. That's our track.
The Cure.
Yo,
the Cure, the antidote, the virus.
Me and you, that's our track. Stop playing The Cure. Stop,
well, you remember back in the day, they had the SARS mixtape in Toronto. There was a SARS mixtape in Toronto back in the day. So now we got the Corona
let's
with
do
the
it.
Masks, bro.
Yo, let's do it.
With a bunch of Chinese people wearing mad ill designer shit behind us
coming,
for no
man.
reason.
This shit's getting out of control. It's coming.
You just stop playing. Stop playing, SP.
Stop playing, man.
The shit's getting out of control.
Yo,
it's spreading.
Call your peeps up. Call all your English cats up. I'm going to call all my French cats. Let's do this shit, man.
We will.
Easy.
And you know what? We got to shine a light on the real shit once and for all.
Yeah. I'm saying, because hip-hop could change the world, man.
Hip-hop has changed the world.
It is. I'll say it in French, OK? I'm going to say it in French.
Please.
Moi, je pense que le hip-hop a beaucoup aidé avec le racisme. You know, the racism and shit. Le hip-hop a beaucoup aidé avec ça. Ça a rassemblé des cultures tellement beaucoup. I swear, man. J'étais loin en région. And I went and do shows all over Quebec and shit. And they didn't know about black people. And they didn't know that we knew about like Jean Cartier, Jacques Cartier. They didn't know that we were integrated and we were part of the culture, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think hip hop did a lot for racism. Because hip hop is universal, and hip hop is like, we do country, hip hop, country, rock, country. Hip hop blends with everything, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it helped a lot with just us as human beings. A lot of times we separate. It's like divide and conquer, and we separate each other and shit. But we're just humans, man. And even though my dad even wrote a book. You know, it's called. I think it's called La Différence des Gènes. And it proves that like the human and the monkey, like we don't have a lot of difference, man. You're almost the same. You're almost exactly the same as a monkey. So why the fuck you talking about black and white and shit?
Absolutely.
You're exactly the same. And if you think, if you think you're like the only ones in the universe, man, t'es egoist, man. You fucking selfish, man. You think you're the only fucking living creature in the universe? Do you know fucking how big the universe is? You're fucking selfish, man.
I always thought that
you're so fucking selfish, man.
I always thought
you're so fucking selfish. There's way more than just your fucking punk ass with your red blood and shit. We're brothers, man. Me and you,
absolutely.
Me and you, we brothers. brothers. There's a way more than just me and you out there, man.
Of course. How arrogant would it be for us to say we're the only intelligent creatures in the entire galaxy? Fuck the planet.
Bro, do you know how big the universe is?
It's crazy.
Do you know how big the universe is?
It's infinite because it's ever expanding.
Yo, bro. Human don't even see it that far, man.
So how arrogant would it be for us to assume that there is no other living creatures out there?
You're the only living motherfuckers on this. Yo, you motherfuckers are fucking lost, man.
Lost. I always thought that was common sense to me.
You're so lost, man.
And roping it back to hip hop, I've known this brother over 20 years.
Yo, bro, man.
And if it wasn't for hip hop, there's so many great people like you that I would have never got to meet and break bread and bond with. Most of my best friends we met because we had this common interest of hip hop. Because when you saw a guy who dressed like you knew right away, yo, what you listen to. Yo, that's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? And it really broke down the racial lines. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing.
Hip-hop did a lot of shit for that racial shit and all that crap.
That's what should be publicized way more than beefs with rappers and dumb shit.
We don't even talk about that shit, man. Hip-hop like unified like all races, man.
How much hip-hop brought peace?
Yo, bro, man. We never fucking talk about that shit, man.
You know why? Because it's sexier to sell negative headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's clickbait. Because it's attention grabbing.
Exactly.
Because people would rather say SP's a thug and a vagabond and a goon rather than saying he's the son of a famous researcher that we need help coming up with a cure for something. Because you know what? They'd rather classify you as an ignorant hip hop cat.
Yo, that's what they did for me since day one. I came out with Teita, I was still, and I was talking about like young girls fucking going into prostitution and all that gang shit, and they were like, that's that gang rap, nah. And nowadays they be putting that shit in documentaries that be talking about like la prostitution and all that shit. Yo, yo, bro, man, I always was lit, man. I always was awake, man. I was, yo, bro.
Let me give you some of your props right now. Not only were you ahead of your time, I remember first massive UFC event, Bell Center. George St. Pierre, superstar. Whose fucking song does he? I'm fucking sitting there, fucking a few rows up, and he comes out to SP's shit. Made all of us proud. I said, yo, that's my boy's shit. Shut up. I don't know. I just watched the fight.
Shout outs to Georges St. Pierre, man. Big love, man. Yo, Georges St. Pierre, you need to come and do a podcast right here with my boy, man.
That's right.
Yo, Georges, I want Georges St. Pierre to come out here and do some shit.
Come back together.
Yo, Georges St. Pierre, I see you, man. He's an inspiration to me, man.
And showed you a lot of love walking out to your song.
I got mad love. I trained with that dude and shit. I got mad love for Georges. GSP, that's my G.
Talk to me about some career highlights and some difficulties that you faced kicking in the door, whether it was dealing with ignorance or just being ahead of your time. What was some of the challenges that you faced?
I faced a lot of challenges, man. You know what I'm saying? I was always a person that wanted to be on the down low. Like being front light sometimes for me was hard for me. I faced a lot of, I'm not a business guy. I'm an artist. I'm a real artist. And this is like I'm a advice I'm gonna give to all the young cats. You know what I'm saying? I know it's all good, you know what I'm saying? This music shit, you're doing tracks and shit. You like your music, you like what you're doing and shit. But you gotta be about this business, man. Mm-hmm. This is a business, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 43 now, and I'm just since the last 4 years, I've been business. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, I was just an artist. Mm-hmm. I'm an artist, and a lot of artists that from my era, you don't hear about them today because they were artists and they weren't about business.
So they didn't know how to stay in that position.
And I'm not gonna lie, if you're not business and you do this rap shit and you do this music shit, and we gotta stop talking about rap. It's not just rap. It's just being an artist. Mm-hmm. You want to be an artist, you gotta be business.
That's right.
Me, I slept on that business shit for years. I was an artist, man. I didn't give a fuck, son. I didn't give a fuck about business. I didn't give about rights, copyrights, and all that shit. I don't give a fuck, man.
But when you slack on that, somebody else ends up reaping the benefits of your hard work.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? That business part about this whole industry, yo, bro, is so important, man. And today, I'm happy to be about that business today. Because all the fame and all the hype and all that shit, I'm still in the game, you know what I'm saying? But I know why a lot of rappers fell off today, because they weren't about that business. But I even go see old school rappers, you know what I'm saying, that were there in my era, and they could still make money with the music, you know what I'm saying? If they get back on that business shit, even if it's old, you gotta be about that business, man. It's all about that business, man. Fuck the fame and fuck all that shining shit. I know niggas that are making money and nobody knows about them. Nobody knows his name. You don't even know his name. I swear he making money, man. I swear he's making money. Because he's about his business. And when he puts a track out, he put the track out the right way. I swear, even if you don't know him, even if you never heard the track, man, I swear he making more money than a lot of these rappers that are getting a whole lot of shine. You know why? Because he's about that business and that's. But I don't regret not being business because business to me sometimes is hard for me, man. When I work with a rapper and shit, when I go in the studio, I don't want to talk about money. You know, when I go in studio, if I feel the dude and the beat is dope and we chilling, I don't even want to talk about money. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Let's do some music.
Make some legendary shit.
I do music, man. I'm not a business like sometimes I'm business with dudes that I don't know. But if I go in studio with you, like me and you go in studio, I will never talk about money, man.
Likewise, I'm the same, brother. But you know,
you my dude. I know you like that.
It's that mutual.
If I don't know you like that, yeah, I might be like, yo, break bread, and then yo, because I work, I don't play. If I go in studio with a dude, you know what I'm saying? You pay me, I come in through. I swear, 2 hours deep, you're done with me.
And a lot of people don't realize that we invest into our music. We spend money to make music, right? So it's not just like we want to be paid. We have expenses to making this shit.
I will. I'll put everything so that this shit come out gully.
100,000,000%. I know you did a lot of things over the years to be able to afford staying in this business. Talk to me about just some survival shit, what you did to pay the bills between projects.
Everything, man. I sacrifice everything, dog. I promise shit to my kids and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I said shit to my kids, man, like, I promise you I'm gonna do this, man, this year. And you know what? I didn't do it, man. You know why? Because I did some hip-hop shit. I sacrificed everything, man. You know what I'm saying? My daughter mad at me because I told her some shit, you know what I'm saying? And I can't come through because I got an album coming out. And you know what? I told you we was going to do this, but you know what? I'm going to put it all on this video. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come through later, man.
That's what it takes.
I swear, I sacrifice everything for hip-hop. Motherfuckers need to stop playing with me, man. I swear, man. Yo, for real, I put everything for this fucking French rap. I did everything, man. Everything. I don't give a fuck, man.
You're just getting started, my brother. You're just getting started.
And I'm gonna keep going and fuck old school. Niggas like SP old school. Ain't no old school. When the last time you heard somebody say Rolling Stone old school?
Or Jay-Z's old school.
Who said Rolling Stone?
Hey, yeah. Jay-Z and Eminem.
Me, I heard that. I heard.
Oh yeah.
I heard Jay-Z old school. But you know what I'm saying? All these other, they won't even say Garth Brooks old school. Garth Brooks ain't old school. You know, because in their culture, that don't exist. With us, we like hockey players. Like, I feel like hip hop like hockey players, like you basketball players. You're 40 years old. You old school. You're old.
But you know why I think that?
Stop rapping. I'm not gonna stop rapping because I still got shit to say. Y'all motherfuckers ain't saying shit. I still got shit to say. I still got a whole lot of shit to say. I ain't saying nothing yet. Y'all motherfuckers ain't saying nothing.
You know why that is, I believe? It doesn't exist in jazz. It doesn't exist in rock. It doesn't even exist in R&B. It existed in rap music, I believe, because it was a young movement at the time. When we were kids, nobody's parents listened to hip-hop. That was insane. True. Because they couldn't have grown up on hip-hop. Hip-hop wasn't that old yet.
True.
But now, all your kids' parents, most of them are hip-hop heads. The next generation is going to be 20-fold. So that's where those age boundaries are going to start melting away. And you'll see, I believe, a place for multi-levels in hip-hop. You know, hip-hop for the kiddies, hip-hop for the turn-up, hip-hop for the streets, hip-hop for the older heads, hip-hop, you know, like contemporary jazz and this jazz and that jazz.
Hip-hop will never die, man. Motherfuckers need to stop talking all that crap. Hip-hop will never die. And even that speech, even that speech like hip-hop gonna die, people don't talk that shit. Motherfuckers know hip-hop will never die.
You know, I don't think there's ever been, for pop culture, a bigger impact than what hip-hop did, because hip-hop didn't just change the sound. Hip-hop changed the music, the fashion, the way of talking. By the way,
bro, I'm gonna keep talking about racism and shit.
I was just going there.
I'm gonna keep going there with racism, but I'm on the French scene, and I go on all these fucking places, I
don't mean to sound ignorant. Rock and roll never unified different cultures the way hip hop did.
Bro, I swear to God,
never brought that.
Man, I swear to God, man, hip hop did a lot for racism in Quebec. All over these regions. I swear to God, man, people will never say that shit, but I swear I'm going to say it right now. Today is the first time I say it. I swear, hip-hop, ça fait beaucoup pour le racisme au Québec. Le monde ont été capable de comprendre la culture des Noirs. Ils ont été capables de comprendre la culture du québécoise, puis ça fait beaucoup. Le hip-hop a fait beaucoup pour le racisme, nous a fucking unis. Même si personne veut le dire, le hip-hop a uni le Québec. That's what's up, man. Since back in the days, since day one, man. Whatever, man.
That's the truth.
Whatever, man.
Where do we go from here, my brother?
Yo, bro.
What's next on the agenda?
We go in the studio and we wreck a ill track. Me, Bless, Sans Pression, SP featuring Bless. This is way overdue, man.
Way overdue.
I don't fucking understand.
Way overdue. Way overdue. And you know, I told Ray that I wanted to bring him up.
And Ray gonna do the beat. Yo, Ray, man. Ray, I hope you all right. I hope you all right now. I hope you all right. I love you, Ray, man. But big love, Ray, man. I love you, man.
Ray and Les Architectes, for those who aren't familiar, was both of our producer, and he brought a lot of the French and English together by just having the dungeon that, you know, became what was, you know, everybody came through there, and we kind of all met each other in the halls of his, you know, mom's crib, which he turned into
Daniel Rousseau, man.
Shout out Daniel.
Daniel, shout outs to Daniel, man. Vous savez pas, mais Daniel, whatever.
Good people and great times. And, you know, Les Architectes, you know, I think was some of the first people coming with that American sound and bringing the, you know, the French culture to the forefront with that American sound. And people didn't even know how to take projects like that. They didn't know how to take in projects like mine. They didn't know how to take in projects like yours, my brother.
It was too much, man.
It was like,
we was doing too much shit, dog. Yo, bro, you were doing way too much shit. Didn't even know how to fucking cope with that shit. My boy chilling with Tupac, dog. Yo, my boy, buying games. Boy chilling with Tupac. Serious? Yo, man, you know how much I would pay to fucking, yo, bro, bless, you're blessed. Blessed, man.
Love my brother, man. Love.
That's my G right there, man.
This conversation's so fucking overdue, SP.
Crazy. I'm happy to be here today, man. Cause back in the days, we saw each other all the time. We were in our egos, man. We like everybody was shining, man. So you was, I saw you, man. You was like you.
I used to be a cocky little bastard.
Bless was cocky as fuck.
But I always liked you.
No, I always liked you. I was cocky too. We was all cocky and
But that
shit.
was the game back then, right?
That was the game,
everybody,
man.
You know, hip-hop, where everybody was in their corner.
Yeah.
Everybody was guarded.
Yeah.
And it was kind of...
It was cocky. And
Yeah.
I remember that shit, dog.
But we were young, too.
But you know
we
what?
Were kids.
I'm sorry that we was cocky, because we could have done shit. And so we're gonna.
We should have worked a lot sooner.
So we're gonna do it now.
We should have worked a lot
sooner.
sooner.
Yo, you're gonna holler at Ray Ray. Tell him to put out some ill ass shit. Let's go, man. Let's go in on some shit, dog.
I'm ready, my brother.
Easy.
I'm ready. And most importantly, I think the scene is ready, man. I think the scene is ready, bro.
My boy Biggie Bless. Yeah, stop playing, dog.
Biggie Bless, SP, a.k.a. Stop Playing, a.k.a. The Cure, a.k.a. The Antidote.
This is the official podcast, bitch. Stop playing, bitch.
M.O.T. motherfuckers, the moment of truth.
M.O.T. motherfucker.
Sans Pression in the motherfucking building. In case you didn't know, in case you've been living under a rock, we have an actual French hip-hop living legend of Quebec, Sans Pression in the motherfucking building. Man. Salute to you and everything you've done. Salute to you, everything you've done for the culture.
Love,
continue to make moves, continue to kill them, continue to make music from the heart with passion and give them hell. Salute to you, salute to your pops for everything he's trying to accomplish.
Thanks a lot, man. Big love, man. I appreciate that shit, man.
Much love. Moment of Truth podcast. Bless. Sans Pression.
Yeah.
Peace.
Shout outs to Biggie Bless, man. We in the fucking building. That's how it goes.
M.O.T.